Arman Tsarukyan is out of the fight against Islam Makhachev at UFC 311. And this is pretty disappointing, right? Because Islam is so good, and I think the only guy who can beat him at 155 is probably Arman, or who has even a chance of beating him is probably Arman. So this is pretty disappointing. And now this makes two title fights against Islam that Arman has pulled out of, right? The first one, the first one, Volk stepped up on short notice, and now it's Moicano. And, let's talk about the Moicano fight, right? Islam is better in every possible facet than Moicano. I can totally see this being like a first or second round finish from Islam, kind of like that Dan Hooker win or something like that. But financially motivated Moicano, no, I'm kidding. Moicano has a very, very low chance of winning. If he does somehow pull off the upset here, it would be not just the biggest upset in UFC history. It would be the biggest upset ever. I genuinely don't think if Moicano does this, I do not think anything is ever going to top this. This is going to be bigger than Strickland versus Adesanya. And I really just cannot possibly imagine something crazier than this happening to. But could you imagine what a way to start off the year if Moicano could somehow win this, dude? Financially motivated Moicano. I mean, man, that would be unbelievable. That would be insane. I'm rooting for Islam, and I want Islam to win, and he's going to win. But it would be kind of funny and kind of a crazy moment if Moicano could somehow pull this off. And so the fight in and of itself, he was preparing for Beneil Dariush, and Islam was preparing for Arman, of course. But now that we have this, I don't really know. I mean, I feel like Merab versus Umar is kind of the main event now, because let's be real. We all know where this is headed, right? And, the memes are good, but Islam is just better in every single way. And I don't think there's anything Moicano can do. Are the odds here? What are the odds? Minus what, dude? Yeah. Minus 1100. If Moicano could pull this off, this would be unbelievable, bro. I remember the Strickland versus Adesanya odds. I think that Izzy was like a minus 675 favorite. Islam is not almost, he's almost twice that, yeah. A little bit more would be twice. That's insane. Oh my god, dude. Could you imagine if financially motivated Moicano, dude, that would shake up the sport so much. It's not gonna happen, guys. If you guys don't like Islam, it's not gonna happen. But I will say, and I've been kind of saying this in my previous videos, that this card has some sort of feel to it, some sort of evil energy, dark, demented energy. I feel like something here is a little bit cursed, right? Maybe the curse was just, some of the fights falling out. But, dude, no, I'm not nervous. Islam's gonna win this. He should win this, and he wins this. But yeah, it's pretty disappointing, man. And now Arman put out twice now. Now what do we do with him? Who do we give him? Like a Max Holloway versus Arman Tsarukyan, bro. I think Arman would win that, but that would be pretty interesting, man, because Holloway has some really good takedown defense, and Holloway would totally beat Arman in the striking. But I think they are going to do Oliveira versus Holloway for the BMF belt. But actually, I really kind of want to see Holloway versus Tsarukyan, and the winner get a title fight. And maybe you can say that Holloway wouldn't deserve to fight the number one contender, but I mean, if he fights Charles and wins, he's going to get a title shot. If he fights Arman and wins, he's going to get a title shot. So I actually would really like to see Holloway versus Arman. I think that would be an incredible fight. But yeah, it's a little bit disappointing. Let's talk about Merab versus Umar now. I think Umar's going to win. I mean, you saw how in the 5th round with O'Malley, Merab was struggling really bad with the teep kicks from O'Malley. Well, Umar has incredible teep kicks, and he just has incredible kicks in general. He's so fast and he's strong, and his skill set is so well-rounded. And this fight is super important, right? Because I think whoever wins this fight is going to dominate the division for a long time to come. Because if these two can't beat each other, who beats them? Like, legitimately, I think whoever wins this fight is going to be champion for a very long time. I think Umar's going to win. However, I think that people are kind of underestimating Marab because Marab, I mean, his cardio and his pressure is just insane, and it's so hard to stop what he does to you. But Umar is the unstoppable contender who hasn't even lost a round in the UFC yet, right? So I'm super excited. I'm more excited for this fight now than Islam versus Moicano. I mean, there is always that scare factor of what if, man. I keep saying, could you imagine? But seriously, bro, could you imagine, man? Nothing crazier would have ever happened. Nothing crazier will ever happen, dude. And let's be real here. Islam's gonna win. I've said it so many times. But it's just kind of a funny fight because, there's that what if factor. But let's move on from that. Yuri Prochazka versus Jamal Hill. Wow, Yuri used to be a slight favorite, and now it shifted to Hill because I actually predicted Hill to win, and he was a very slight underdog. I don't know why now he's a favorite. I don't know what sort of factors are into this, but I do unfortunately think Jamal Hill is going to beat Yuri. Yuri's the guy who he just takes damage and then he knocks you out, and I think he's taken too much damage, man. And it's really sad, but I have a feeling that Yuri might, even if it's not this fight, I think is going to have some sort of downfall similar to Tony Ferguson's, right? Because what he does is he eats your damage, dude. He blocks your punches with his face, and you can only do something like that for so long. And with all the wars he's been through with Glover and everyone, and Rakic and getting knocked out by Pereira once, the first knockout, I don't really count that too much. It was a very early stoppage, but yeah, I think the Yuri Prochazka downfall, I think it's gonna happen, and it's sad to say. I really hope he wins because I like Yuri. Everybody likes Yuri, but you just can only take so much damage, and there's a point for everyone, even a badass samurai. And if Jamal Hill wins, I think they're gonna give him Khalil Roundtree, and I really like that fight because I think Khalil's gonna win. But I really like that fight because then the winner gets a title shot, right? Assuming that Ankalaev fights Pereira, the winner of okay, I think the winner of this fight is gonna fight Khalil, right? Let's say it's Hill. The winner of Hill versus Khalil is gonna fight for the title again. And if Hill wins, we're gonna see Hill versus Pereira too, which I kind of want that to happen because it would be so funny just to see Jamal Hill get slept again, which would totally happen. It would be so funny to see Jamal Hill, paw his way back to the top and climb the ladder again just to get knocked out just as easily. That would be so funny, and I think it would be pretty funny. But Joseph Almeida versus Sergey Spivak. I mean, just look at the odds. It's kind of hard to pick Spivak here. I think Almeida's going to get it done. I don't really have like a super in-depth breakdown for this fight, but I mean, I think he's going to win at this point. Spivak he was once feared, but no more, right? And Kevin Holland versus, I don't even, dude, okay, you can call me a casual. I don't know who this guy is. Who is this guy? Middleweight. Okay, dude, the thing about the UFC, right? If you don't know every single fighter in all of their resumes, you're a casual, right? And I get it. Like, I'm posting damn videos about this shit when I don't even know who this guy is, right? So I can't really have an in-depth prediction on this. But I mean, of course, we want Kevin Holland to win, right? That'd be super cool. But who is this dude? I mean, who has he fought? 4 by knockout, 12 by submission, 18-2. That's a pretty impressive victory or record. Who has he fought? Oh, fight history. Is this his only fight? Wait, is this actually his only fight in the UFC? I was looking for more. What? Fight history. Is that his only fight in the UFC, or is this like just glitched? Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's why I don't know him because he only has one fight in the UFC. Let me look this up real quick. Let's look at his MMA record. Wow, that's why I don't know him, because he's only fought in the UFC one time before. He's been in one championship. Yeah, so you can call me a casual, but I don't know every single guy in the UFC, right? I'm sorry, but I don't. I don't know every single person's name on the roster, right? I watch the UFC and I'm entertained by it, but I don't know every single guy on the roster, okay? So, I mean, I really don't have a prediction for the fight. I'd probably just have to go. I mean, this is a super close fight, so I don't know. I'm just going to say Kevin Holland because I want him to win, but those are my main card official predictions. Now let me know. Do you think financially motivated Moicano is going to get it done? Do you think Marab is going to beat the Umar Nurmagomedov, who looks unbeatable? Who do you think is going to win this war? Yuri or Hill? Almeida versus Spivak? Holland versus this dude who has one fight in the UFC? I'm probably going to say his name wrong if I try to pronounce it. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree. We're going to come back after and see how accurate I was with this. Just could you imagine, bro? Could you imagine? Alright, that's about it. Let me know if you agree or disagree, and bye-bye.